game week 1 is in the books. I'll just give a quick, and you can see why I'm smiling, obviously, James. It's because I'm ahead by 1 point. It's 4-3 at the moment. James, I'll be honest, we did not have a good week last week. 10 possible games that we had going. I got 4 right, so I'm 4-6 at the moment. You got 3 right, so you're 3-7 at the moment. So I'll be honest, like, for both of us, it was a bad week. I just was a little less worse than you were, but obviously it's early days yet. Game week 2 predictions. Here we go. Saturday, lunchtime fixture, Aston Villa at home against Everton. James, will do this kind of in that snake way again. So you go, then I'll go twice, you go twice, etc., etc. But yeah, Villa at home against Everton after that narrow defeat against Chelsea. Who have you got winning that one?
Jack, this is a tough one for me because, I don't know how to feel about this. Can I ask you to go first here and let me just kind of whittle my way through?
I can get you. You can do your 2 in a row. I got Villa 2-0. It's at home. I think the kind of recent matches have shown that Villa usually do pretty well against Everton as well. It was a shame about that kind of loss that they did have against Chelsea, but obviously now they're going away from home. Villa can finally be at home. So for me, I've got 2-0 Villa on that one. What have you got? Didn't realise this would be so stressful for you, mate.
I'm going to go for a Villa win, but I'm going to go 1-0 Aston Villa. Now, Everton, this goal scorer thing to me is a big issue, Jack. I don't know where the goals are going to
they're being linked, I believe, with Che Adams at the moment, loan with then the obligation to buy.
But the problem is, like,
I don't think that'll be ready for the weekend, though.
Exactly. Somebody like DCL, Dominic Calvert-Lewin won't be fit and available to play for that. Gordon, I like him. You know, he's a typical English type player. He's very quick, but there's no out and out striker that's gonna go for me. That's gonna get the goals for Everton. Now Villa on the other side, to me, when I look at them, they need to get going at some point, and maybe this will be a game that they can finally get going. And plus, Steven Gerrard, Everton, we know the history behind that. Let's go for 1-0.
This is also quietly one of my favourite little manager matchups here. Gerrard against Lampard. I love that so much. James, you get to go again here. First of the 3 o'clock kickoff. Your Arsenal are at home against Leicester City. What have you got on this one?
Arsenal versus Leicester City. Now, that was a bit of a weird one. Like, we have a decent record against Leicester in recent years, if I'm being truthfully honest. Leicester, again, has had a weird window. There's a player in the Leicester team that Arsenal fans have been clamoring on about, and that's Yuri Tielemans. By the end of the window, will he be an Arsenal player? Finger crossed, he will be. I'm going to say Arsenal win the game 3-1. 3-1 Aston.
Wow, with some puffing your chest out on that one. A lot of the kind of reasons that you mentioned there, like you usually do pretty well against Leicester, and again,
Jamie Vardy goal too, because he loves a goal at the Emirates.
This is going to be a bit of a theme, I think, with Leicester, with all my predictions based on, we'll see what happens with the end of the transfer window. But yeah, just lack of momentum, lack of motivation in this Leicester City team. I think a lot of players waiting to move on to bigger clubs, and then no recruitment is really happening at the moment. So for me, I've got Arsenal winning, but it's just 1-0. I think it will be a much closer game than we think, because, James, that starting 11 for Leicester is still pretty strong. So I think Arsenal will have their work cut out for them there, but I just think Arsenal have enough difference makers to make the difference there. Another game, 3 p.m. game, Brighton after their win against Manchester United, Newcastle after their win as well against Nottingham Forest. That was a game, James, that we got perfect last week, 2-0. Pretty proud of ourselves there. One of the rare occasions we can be proud of ourselves. I've got Brighton winning 1-0. I think that, especially this early in the season, somebody like Graham Potter, the reinforcement of his methods and the way that he likes to play his football against that Newcastle team, I think that Brighton are going to have their first game at the Amex of the season. I don't know, it just all feels like good juju is going in Brighton's direction. Whereas with Newcastle, yeah, okay, it was a convincing win. But I'm going to say that I don't know if they'll be able to pull it out against this Brighton team. This Brighton team seemed like largely unfazed by anything. So I'm going, it's narrow, 1-0 Brighton.
2 teams coming off some big wins, some much needed wins, especially Brighton off that incredible win against Manchester United. I still believe that Newcastle are still riding this big wave, and I don't see either team losing, so I'm going to go for a 1-0 draw.
Fair enough, fair enough. So James, next up, another 3 o'clock game. You got Man City after kind of them, Erling Haaland, like, you know, showing what he's capable of. They're at home against Bournemouth. Who have you got here and why?
I got Man City winning.
No way. You crazy. Oh my God.
I got Man City winning 4-0. Maybe an Erling Haaland hat-trick or a brace. Either one of them for me.
Yeah, look, it's hard to disagree with you. This is like the perfect kind of homecoming for them at the moment. First game at the Etihad. Yeah, I'm going 3-0. Not as strong as you on the 4-0. I think Bournemouth will defend for their lives for maybe, you know, half an hour. But you know that breakthrough is coming at some point and the floodgates open. So yeah, 3-0 for me on that one. Southampton at home against Leeds. Really tough game for me to call. I feel like we had a couple of these last week as well. I'm going to go Southampton 1, Leeds 1. I'm going to take a draw on that one. Again, I don't know what this Jesse Marsh Leeds team are really at the moment. And this Southampton team, there's lots of new players coming in as well. Again, Southampton feel to me like they're preparing a little bit for the Championship. Again, maybe that's a bit harsh, but that's kind of the way I feel. But yeah, Southampton 1-1 against Leeds. Who have you got, James?
For some weird reason, I see Leeds sneaking another victory, Jack.
Okay.
Just sneaking. I see it like maybe let's go 2-1 Leeds. Leeds getting a late one to win the game. I can just see Leeds sneaking it. You know, Southampton to me is like, this is going to be a tough season. Really, 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 really tough season for them. When we do our relegation candidates, they're definitely up there for me.
Yeah, they will down be for sure,
as people will say.
I had them going down before the first game week, and like I said, James and I will do our final table predictions after the transfer window closes, and I would say that that's probably not going to change for me either. James, the last of the 3 o'clock games on Saturday, Wolverhampton Wanderers at home against Fulham, who pulled off a little bit of an upset against Liverpool, getting the draw at Craven Cottage. Who have you got in that one?
Fulham were exceptional against Liverpool. They pressed them. Probably unlucky not to take all 3 points, and everyone's going to look at Fulham right now and think, wow. And again, Mitrovic problem, big problem. Going away to Wolves. Wolves don't really seem a bit unsettled at this moment in time. Seeing the club captain leave on a loan deal to Everton, I don't really get it. Don't understand where they're going right now. But the thing about Wolves, Jack, as much as we question them, they always seem to somehow get it right every single season.
Right.
We say, oh, we don't know what's going on, this and that. And then they somehow have a good season. They finish mid-table or even get into the top half.
They've got that aura about them now as an established Premier League team. And for any team, I know they've been in the Premier League a little while now, but for any team that's coming up from the Championship, all you can hope for is this established, not going down, not going to make Europe kind of level of Premier League team. Then you can start making like long-term strategy decisions about where you're going to go as a football club. And to be fair to Wolves, okay, they're not going to like do anything crazy, but I feel like they're in that space now.
Jack, I'm going to say, let's go for 1-0 Wolves.
1-0 Wolves.
Yes, 1-0 Wolves.
Yeah, look, I like a lot of what you said there. Losing Conor Cody is massive, absolutely massive. I don't think that can be underestimated at all. They have just signed Gonzalo Guedes, though, from Valencia, I believe. I think it was 32 million euros. That's a really, really nice little pickup for them. If you've got Neto on one side, Guedes on the other side, or maybe he can play as 10. I don't know. Daniel Podence was lively at the weekend. But James, I think Marco Silva is going to look at that Liverpool game, and they're going to be looking at that footage from that Liverpool game, and just every single time that they're looking at the game from this week, he's going to be saying stuff like, if we do this, we'll win games. If we do this, we're going to avoid relegation. If we do, the standard has been set, and it's been set early. So to me, I think Mitrovic is a confidence-based striker. I really, really do. So I think he will continue. And again, like we've just talked about, without Conor Cody there to kind of match him strength for strength, I think that's going to be a problem. So I see Mitrovic scoring again. I got Fulham winning 2-1. So I think again, they're not going to completely blow them out, but I think Fulham will upset them there. Going on to the Saturday night game, Brentford are at home against Manchester United. James, I'm not going to kind of dress this up. I've got Brentford winning 2-1. I think that the crack will get even bigger for this team. I don't expect Manchester United to register any new players for this Premier League squad, and I think it's going to be the same issues. It wouldn't shock me if Eric Ten Hag played potentially the exact same 11 as well to try and prove a point. And again, this Brentford team, at the first game at the Brentford Community Stadium, the way they played, there was a bit of a comeback last week. There's a real spirit to that squad, and Thomas Frank. I don't see Manchester United winning. I'll be honest, James. I got to see some. I think I'm going to pick Manchester United to either draw or lose games until I see anything to prove me otherwise.
Jack, I agree with you. I'm trying to wrap my head. What can Manchester United do for me to get something out of this game? And it's mad. It's Brentford. You're not going away to Chelsea. We're talking Brentford here. Mm-hmm. But I really do find hard, especially the way Brentford's style of play. I feel like that can really hurt Manchester. That can really hurt Manchester United. Then I look at the other way, where the goal is going to come from. Is Cristiano Ronaldo even going to start the game? There's so many different things. Maybe Martial coming in might give them a bit more of a spark. But
there was a behind closed doors game at Carrington. They played Halifax. They won 5-1. So things are looking up, James. Things are looking up.
Jack, I got to agree with you. Let's stay 2-1 to Brentford.
2-1. Right, James, Nottingham Forest, first home game back in the Premier League. This is one of these kind of old, prestigious British football clubs, European champions of old. But West Ham are coming to town, and obviously they are no pushovers. Who have you got in that one?
I got West Ham winning this game 2-0 to West Ham.
2-0.
And another big reason for that, Jack, is that Jack Samaka's, I'm telling you, this guy is a serious player.
I don't think he's going to be fit. We'll see, but I don't think he's going to be fit.
But like, he played against Man City.
Did he come off the bench?
Yeah, Jack, and he played really well. Yeah,
well, he's a stud. I don't know if he's going to be okay. Yeah, okay.
Jack, I like what I'm seeing from him. Again, against Manchester City. It's hard. It's really hard. It's almost like David Moyes would kind of say to them guys, it's Manchester City. Our season starts today, basically, when they play Nottingham Forest. I get it. The crowd's going to be going. How historic of a football team Nottingham Forest are. But I got West Ham winning 2-0.
I got Forest winning 3-1. I think that there's that intangible, atmospheric. You just touched on it. I think that accounts for a lot. These fans are going to be thirsty for Premier League football, and that stadium is going to be jumping. That's going to go straight into the fan base. And I don't know if West Ham at the moment have enough, especially in terms of like attacking cohesion yet. I agree with you. I think Gianluca Scamacca is going to be a massive success. He was brilliant in Serie A last year. I was kind of secretly hoping that Roma might go for him as well. But listen,
everybody, Jack.
Yeah, it's true. He's going to be a huge success, I have no doubt. But I just think that this Forest comeback thing is going to be huge for them. And I think maybe an early goal, and then they can really pile it on the break. Moving on to the other Sunday matchup, and James, is a bit of a doozy. Chelsea at home against Spurs. So we love any of these kind of Chelsea, Arsenal, Spurs matchups are always fantastic. I'm going for Spurs 2-1. I just think, again, I'm going to keep saying it, this is the best attack in the league. I think in every single game I'm going to predict with you on these videos, James, I'm going to have Spurs scoring at least 2 goals in every single game week. Because, again, I don't know where you're going to try and stop one area of the pitch. Because if you stop one area of the pitch, the other 3 areas are going to come out and hit you hard. So to me, 2-1, I still think Chelsea are in a little bit of flux. The transfer window activity there has not been spot on at all. Again, had a little bit of fun with Timmy. I hope he's watching on Twitter today about, I really don't think Thomas Tuchel's that guy. This is somebody I expect to be fired at some point this year as well. And again, they got kind of lucky against Everton. I think they won't get lucky against Spurs. Who have you got, James?
If you look at the history behind this fixture, it just says Chelsea. And Spurs win splattered here there. But I think this is a one where Spurs get Chelsea. I think it's a good time to play Chelsea where they're still getting their team together, not fully ready for the season yet. I'm going to go for a 3-1 Spurs win.
Ooh, 3. Nice. I like it. Right, James, just to round us off, the first Monday night football of the season. Liverpool are at home, Anfield bouncing against Crystal Palace. Who have you got and why? Oh, no way. Don't do this to me. There's no way.
Jack. It's easy to say Liverpool. It's easy to say Liverpool, but I'm going to go for...
You're crazy. I don't buy it.
A 2-2 draw.
What? All right, fair enough.
I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw here. I might be totally off here, but...
Two draws back-to-back in the Premier League against Fulham and Crystal Palace. Who'd have called that?
I just look at the way Liverpool are at this moment of time. They're going to score goals, Jack.
Yeah.
But they're also going to leak a lot. And I do believe that when I look at a team like Crystal Palace, you look at the game against Aston, you see 2-0 there, you're thinking, oh, Aston probably made it easy. They had chances. They had some serious chances there. And to me, I look at players like Eze, Zaha on the counter-attack, Jack. Liverpool are vulnerable. They can be got, just how Fulham showed. And to me, if Crystal Palace do approach it the right way, there's something for them to get. And I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw.
Man, I respect the bravery. I'll be honest. I'm going 3-0 Liverpool. You know, easy light work for me for this Liverpool team, especially at Anfield. Thiago's a huge miss, and one that really hasn't come up very much. I think everybody got the news report and then just kind of moved on from it. But Thiago is a huge miss for this Liverpool team. Yeah, you know, but for me again, Mo Salah. You know, I think Nunez is going to keep being fed. The amount of chances that Nunez is going to get, he's going to have to score goals. Luis Diaz is great, Diogo Jota, etc., etc. So yeah, for me, nice and easy 3-0 Liverpool win there. Guys at home, drop us in the comment section. Let us know your predictions for this game week. Like I say, I don't want any criticism coming our way unless we see something from you. At the moment, I'm leading James by 1 game. I have 1 game better than James at the moment. But I'll be honest with you, game week 1 was not particularly pretty for me or James.
This one might be horrendous.
It might be. I'm currently 4-6. James is currently 3-7. So we're hoping to...
might be 0-10, Jack, by the end of this week.
But we'll be trying to bump that up as much as we can. Drop a like on the video if you like what we've seen. We are going to try our hardest to do 38 of these over the course of the game weeks, but James and I do lead very busy lives, so don't overly hold us to it. While you're down there, dropping a like on the video, make sure you are subscribed as well. Sometimes the algorithm will give you our videos and will recommend them and all this kind of stuff, but you may not be subscribed, so do just scroll down, check, and hit that bell as well. James, anything else from you, mate?
Guys, hit that like, share, and subscribe button, and we will see you next time.